Well, so you're welcome back to The Pulse, and this very gentleman we're talking about has promised to turn the tide of an institution that is grappling to keep up and make more profit. But today, he spent about 100 days in office after being appointed by the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to try and make a change at Ghana Post. So what is the plan of Vice Osei Akufo to change the fortunes of the state corporation? Well, the gentleman is here in studio with us. Oh, well, welcome.
Yeah, my brother.
It's good to see you.
Great to see you.
How's public service treating you?
I know. It
feels different, I guess.
Very, very different. A lot of work, a lot of early morning waking ups. I mean, we have to make it, we have to get it going.
Right. It feels almost like a studio, right?
I'm telling you.
You need to mix things up. Anyway, but let's talk about Ghana Post, because you are on an agenda, and just yesterday you were giving a new fleet by the Communications Ministry, which is to augment your activities. And you've promised there that you will change the fortunes of the company. What's the grand plan of avoiding changing Ghana Post?
I thank you very much. So yesterday's occasion, the Communication Minister outdoored Ghana Post's own fleet. So it's actually not somebody it's Ghana Post money and Ghana Post arrangement. Just that, of course, that's our sector minister, so she had to come and do it with us. But the plan is to move Ghana Post from an organization that is struggling to an organization that becomes a dividend-paying organization to Ghana as a country. And so one of our key dreams is to become financially independent. We have the potential. It just needs the right energies, the right support base, and we can do it. And those are the buttons we are pressing. I mean, in this modern age, COVID has made it clear that the delivery and courier business is an area that is huge. There's a big market in that space. And Ghana Post needs to play its right role. I mean, currently, in the courier business, we are behind the likes of DHL, the likes of other major courier brands. But it's a space that we must own.
Right.
And so we are on a mission to own that space, at least 50% of the market share in that area.
And that's why many find your goal as very ambitious, particularly when this is not a good time for business. But
I agree.
Because of the COVID-19 pandemic and some other external shocks. But what's your priority in getting Ghana Post back? Well, what would be that key thing that should be on the lookout for us?
So our key priority areas is to work on the people, because what Ghana Post has is we have people and we have assets. Now, if you are able to get the people motivated well enough, then they will treat every package or everything they have to do with a certain attitude. And so key on our agenda is working on the people so that they can take great use, they can make maximum use of our asset base, from our vehicles, from our motorcycles, everything we have at our disposal, our offices, our 360 branches across the country. How do we make use of them so that we can maximize profit and get the organization to become profitable? And these are key in our 3-year strategic plan that we are rolling out.
And we'll certainly be on the lookout for that. But we also know that your financial position is not too well. This is a time where, of course, the State Interest and Governance Authority is releasing reports about state corporations and complaining about the fact that most of you are not able to utilize your assets properly.
I mean,
is that of concern to you?
It is.
Having looked at the report, and what are the lessons you're picking up, and how do you intend to leverage on that to improve Ghana Post? Okay,
so you've asked a very important question, but again, Ghana Post is a limited liability company. Right. So what it means is, from 1994, when Ghana Post became a limited liability company, government is no longer subventing Ghana Post. Okay. That's why
You're totally off.
Totally off. Right. We are not subvented by Ghana. So Ghana Post works to pay itself, works to grow itself. And it's been running an organization that has a staff strength of close to 2,000. It's not an easy task. So I understand the challenges. That's why Ghana Post has that poor financial position. But again, with this asset base, even though you have all this asset base, because you are not the shareholder, the laws are clear that when it comes to assets, we either disposing of, either entering into partnerships, joint venture, the shareholder must always be consulted. And we all know what happens when government has to make decisions. And so that has become quite a challenge. And I'm happy we have a new public enterprises minister who is dynamic, who is not interested in making government assets sit and deteriorate at the expense of making use of it that can benefit the organization. And so we are very willing to work closely with the Ministry of Public Enterprises, of course with our sector ministry, to make use of the asset base of Ghana Post so that we can leverage on our assets and even put us at the right financial
So what
position.
you're telling us is that as of now, Ghana Post is not facing similar challenges elsewhere in other state corporations. You're able to keep up with your operational cost and also win yourself totally away from government subventions. Is that the case?
Since 1994. I mean, of course, that's why Ghana Post has its fair share of challenges. I mean, so definitely we would have a few. We have some end of service benefits owed to our employees because there have been times that you don't have the means. But that doesn't mean you are not afloat. It doesn't mean you don't have the cash flow. I mean, since I took office at Ghana Post, we are able to do what we are able to do.
And what's your biggest challenge now there?
I think the biggest challenge that we are facing is working in a competitive industry, but being regulated strictly by government processes. So for instance, at Ghana Post, if I get a new contract right now and somebody wants me to bring 100 motorbikes to do some distribution for them, to buy this 100 motorbikes, Ghana Post has to go to PPA. You have to write to PPA. PPA has to sit once a month to give you approval, to even bring people to now come and tender. So that whole process of, sometimes it takes about 3 months. By the time you come back, your competitors have gone with that business. They are running with that business. And so that is immediately the key challenge that we face, because our business is so competitive that you need to make decisions on the spot. But because you are operating under certain public financial management, certain public procurement management setup, you are unable to have that speed. And those are among the key things we hope to change. I mean, immediately we're able to win ourselves from that. I think we'll be better placed to participate fully and, take control of our own destiny, and we can move.
How different are your services now? Because some say, well, if we talk about Ghana Post, this age-old postal service delivery, and that's all we know about. Have you added on some new services that are compelling enough and competing enough in the market?
I mean, what Ghanaians should agree and understand is, with the whole digitalization drive, where Ghana Post had to come up with a Ghana Post GPS, where we did the digital addressing system, it put us at a certain advantage. That assisted Ghana Post in digitizing its services. So now a lot of things that we used to do manually, we do them digitally. And our whole post offices, all our 360 post offices, out of the 360, about 320 are networked on our enterprise software, where we do this digitally and it's networked and everything works. So now we speak to ourselves more easily than before. So packages that would have in the past taking 5 days to be delivered are being delivered in 24 hours. Packages that would have taken 2 weeks are being done in 3 days. We have improved our services. So a typical service like EMS has gone through a lot of changes. Now there's proof of delivery. There's communication with the sender throughout the whole process chain. And so once your item is entered, you receive a text message. Once it's dispatched, it reaches the destination. Once the person receives it, you get a message. So the track and trace system has gotten better. A typical service like SpeedLink, where you pick and you drop off, it has been improved. I mean, the response time on SpeedLink now, anywhere within the city that you decide to use SpeedLink, in under an hour, we should be able to be at your service and deliver your service.
Amazing. But Ghana Post, the GPS system is something that we're very much interested in, particularly because of the public
digital
debate about
the digital addressing
system and all of that. But from your desk and looking at the figures and also the dynamics, what are you able to say about the public reception of the digital address system?
I think the public have embraced it quite well.
Are you setting about?
Yeah, no, they've embraced it quite well. I mean, when you look at the Ghana Post GPS, the downloads on it, if you're using the back end to even speak, I mean, more than 16 million people have accessed the system and tried to use the system. That alone shows some, I mean, how many ones will make 16 million. So that is some good news for us. And then the fact that government has embraced it, the MMDCs have embraced it. Now there's the National Property Addressing System, which is running on the backs of the addresses that the GPS created. So that is also a plus for us. I mean, what we are looking at is moving that into a national digital address register, which will sit with us so that people can do confirmation of addresses. I mean, if somebody is opening an account at a bank and he says, I live here, how does the bank confirm apart from riding behind them or following them to go and do a check? Now, with that digital property addressing register, you can sit at the comfort of your place, wherever you are, and assess that register that the person sees.
What's the status of that project?
It's something that's ongoing. There's a partnership between us and the Statistical Service, because Statistical Service also had the pictures of the house, the homes, and we have the data on the digital addressing. So it's a partnership that we are
because we don't have much time, but if it's ready, how will it be looking like? Is it a register
it will be an online,
give you a picture of someone's home?
Yes, it's a register that will give you a picture of someone's home. You see the home, you see the address of the home, and so you confirm it that really and truly this is where the person lives. And with the statistic, the data, the census we did, every home, they will ask how many people live in that home. And it says that when you change homes, you must inform the service. This is going to get this country on a certain digital space where you can actually track people's movement. It's in line with the whole system of integrating security, biometrics, and making sure that people are responsible for whatever they do. It's a national security
I just hope that you're not losing sight of the issue of data protection as well.
No, we are signed on it though. I mean, I understand there will be everything will have extremes, but I mean, we all live in a certain country, and definitely there must be some form of laws that must guide us.
Interesting. You've spent 100 days in office, and that's the note on which we need to wrap up.
I know.
Your personal reflection about this appointment, and mind you, you're also a politician as well. Are you now convinced that private sector is what it is for you, or you would make much more endeavors to go into the political offices that you were seeking earlier to enter?
I mean, now I'm in public sector, and that's where my focus, that's where my energy is. I'm quite passionate about this Ghana Post job because it's challenging. I mean, anything that gets you to get gray hair in under 2 months is important. It's something you must pay attention to. And I think it has so much potential that needs attention, and I could share that success story as part of my success. So I'm focused on working with Ghana Post. It's been revealing. I mean, it has great people, it has great potential, and it's in a competitive space. The most important thing is for Ghana, the general Ghanaian public, to forgive Ghana Post of old and accept the new Ghana Post. Give it a try so that together we can change the fortunes of the organization.
Because I'm giving you 30 seconds. This is a personal question. Are you giving up on the political aspirations and on music as well, briefly as we wrap up?
I mean, music is on break. I would never give up on music. So
you could go back to music?
Definitely. I mean, Nana Pedu sang till he was 76. How old am I? I'm still a very young guy, and I'm still creating music. So music, I'm on a long break. Maybe, who knows, when I'll come back. And then on the political, it's quite early. Now I'm in public service. And of course, once you are in public sector, there are certain things that guide your operations. But of course, there have been several people who've been in public sector who have still pursued their political dreams. So once the time comes, we will decide.
You never say never. But I say, Kufu, I'm grateful that you've been able to join us. That's a ball for you running Ghana Post and turning the tide. We wait to see what then will be the fortunes of Ghana Post in the coming days. But